Delhi police arrest a 22-year-old environmental activist Disha Ravi from Bengaluru. The charge: she spread the toolkit tweeted out by Greta Thunberg to solicit support for the farmers' protest. The police claim she was conspiring against the government. The court grants the police 5 days custody. Hundreds, including minors and several elected legislators of Jammu and Kashmir, remain under preventive detention. The near total alienation of the people of Kashmir from the valley from the Indian state continues. A new report on human rights in Jammu and Kashmir states. The Prime Minister visits poll-bound Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Meanwhile, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi kickstarts his campaign for the Assam polls. Petrol and diesel prices go up for the sixth time. Premium petrol prices over 100 rupees a litre in MP. LPG prices hiked by 50 rupees per cylinder in Delhi. A FASTag is a must from midnight to night. Pay twice the toll fee. If you don't have it, the government gives a one-day deadline to buy the FASTag or pay double. Meet India's Heroes, a group of students, children of daily wage labourers themselves, providing free private coaching classes to kids from class 1 to 5 of government schools whose education has been impacted by the pandemic. A youth climate change activist and environmentalist will be spending the next 5 days in the custody of the Delhi police. On February 13th, the Delhi police arrived at Disha Ravi's Bengaluru home at night and arrested her in the case related to a toolkit. That's a term activists use for a campaign information document that then the global climate change activist Greta Thunberg tweeted in support of India's protesting farmers on the 4th of February. This toolkit states that its aim is to enable anyone unfamiliar with the ongoing farmers' protests in India to better understand the situation and make decisions on how to support farmers based on their own analysis. The Delhi police now say that this was part of a conspiracy against the government of India.
22-year-old climate activist being taken to 5-day police custody by the special cell of Delhi police. Disha Ravi was arrested last night under several sections of IPC, including sedition, and brought to the national capital. Ravi is a founder of Fridays for Future India chapter, a global youth movement fighting to save the environment from climate change. A movement that was sparked off in 2018 when 16-year-old Swedish high school student Greta Thunberg started skipping classes each Friday and protested outside the Swedish parliament over her government's inadequate action to address climate change. The Delhi police claims that Disha had a key role in editing and forwarding the toolkit with information on the farmers' protest and was shared on Twitter by Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg.
The toolkit in question is a Google document which mentioned the planning of 26th of January's protest. According to the police, whatever was stated in the toolkit, similar incidents transpired on the Republic Day. The police also claims that the toolkit was made by Ahmed Dhaliwal of Poetic Justice, which is a pro-Khalistani organization.
Greta had tweeted this toolkit but later deleted her tweet and posted another toolkit. The Delhi police, calling the toolkit a part of a conspiracy against the government of India, filed a case of sedition against its creators. Police, while asking for a 7-day custody of Disha, claimed Disha is a part of conspiracy to revive Khalistani movement in India. Thousands involved in this conspiracy against the government of India. Disha was influenced by terrorists like Guru Panwant Singh Pannu. Disha edited the toolkit, forwarded it. Disha deleted data from her cell phone. Disha, while claiming her innocence, said, "I have nothing to do with the Khalistan affiliated people. I only edited 2 lines in the toolkit on 3rd February. Just wanted to support farmers' agitation. Farmers are our future. We eat and drink because of them." Police also named Nikita and Shantanu Malik as associates of Disha in the toolkit case and said that both of them will be arrested soon.
Well, a confident government would have invited Disha and asked her what are her concerns, but here we have a situation where a young woman, a brave climate activist, a woman who was anxious about the future not only for herself, but for millions like her, took an action which every young person will take.
22-year-old Disha was arrested by the Delhi police in Bengaluru on Saturday night. Delhi police allege that she edited a Google document or toolkit on the farmers' protests taking place in Delhi for over 2 months now. Disha will be in police custody for the next 5 days, but her arrest marks the first arrest in the entire story so far.
Meanwhile, as the police has been given a 5-day custody of the 22-year-old, voices in support of Disha have started to emerge on social media. From politicians to poets, people are expressing their solidarity in demanding her release. With Sonakshi Chakrabarti in Bangalore and camera person Ashok Mahale, Akshay Dongre for NDTV.
Congress leader Rahul Gandhi kick-started his campaign for the Assam polls, addressing his first public rally in Sivasagar, that is the same upper Assam town from where Prime Minister Modi held his first meeting in January. Sanjay Chakravarti and Ratnadeep Chaudhary report.
Congress leader Rahul Gandhi entering the meeting venue at Sivasagar in a bus that will crisscross the state as a part of its Assam Bachao Ahok, or Let's Save Assam campaign yatra. In January, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed his first meeting in Sivasagar, where he distributed land deeds to more than 1 lakh people and promised to protect indigenous culture from illegal migrants, a recurrent theme in Assamese political discourse.
चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, CAA नहीं होगा। असम अकॉर्ड की प्रिंसिपल्स को मैं और कांग्रेस पार्टी के सब नेता डिफेंड करेंगे, प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे।
In a series of poll promises, Mr. Gandhi said that if voted to power, his party would ensure a daily wage hike for tea garden workers.
चाय के वर्कर को 167 और गुजरात के व्यापारी को टी गार्डन। इसीलिए ये आसाम को बांटना चाहते हैं। 167 ये हुआ, ये क्या भैया 200, मतलब इससे 2 रुपए कम होंगे और ये कांग्रेस पार्टी हर रोज टी वर्कर के जेब में डालेगी।
Strong charges that the BJP says will not resonate on the ground.
They are enjoying bus. They are moving around the Assam with the slogan called Assam Basao. But from whom Assam need to be Basao? From the immigrant Muslim people who came from Bangladesh and destroying Assamese culture, destroying Assam's identity.
The BJP has taken an early lead in poll campaigning, with back-to-back visits of Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah. The Congress hopes to organize many more such rallies in the next 4-5 weeks, with several of its star campaigners, including Rahul Gandhi himself, likely to campaign in a state that the party had been in power for 15 straight years, till 2016, when the BJP came to power for the first time. With Sanjay Chakravarti in Sivasagar and Nakul Rabha in Guwahati, Ratnadeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
And more bodies have been recovered from the flash flood hit areas of Uttarakhand's Chamoli district, taking the count on the calamity to at least 50 as rescue teams battle against the odds to bring over 30 people trapped in a sludge-choked tunnel in Tapovan for over a week to safety. The bodies were recovered from the slush of the main tunnel at Tapovan, where rescue operations have been going on since the 7th of February following the glacier burst. And a new report on human rights in Jammu and Kashmir, which looks at the period between August last year and January this year, makes a key point that hundreds, including minors and several elected legislators of Jammu and Kashmir, remain under preventive detention, and that there's a near total alienation of the people of the Kashmir Valley from the Indian state. That continues. The report has as its members Justice Madan Kokar, Justice Rumapal, former judges of the Supreme Court, Justice A.P. Shah, Justice Bilal Nazki, among High Court judges, former Home Secretaries, Foreign Secretaries, Armed Forces personnel and historians. Here are some of the key points of the report. It says that 12,000 of the 38,000 additional troops that were flown in to enforce the lockdown have been withdrawn, but hundreds, including minors and several elected legislators, remain under preventive detention. Public assembly is still prohibited under Section 144 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. As of January 2021, the unemployment rate in Jammu and Kashmir has been at 16.6%. Statutory bodies for human rights, for women's rights, for child rights, anti-corruption bodies, none of them have been reinstated, and there's a near total alienation of the people of the Kashmir Valley from the Indian state, and there's also concern over the new domicile rules and reversed land laws. All right, let's quickly get you up to date with some news that affect all of us, some information we should share right now. A FASTag is now a must from midnight tonight, that is from midnight starting Monday, and you'll have to pay twice the toll fee if you don't have it. The government has given a one-day deadline to buy this FASTag or pay double. And the Union Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari has pressed on the fact that the deadline for the implementation of the FASTag will not be extended further, and vehicle owners have to immediately adopt the e-payment facility. And petrol and diesel prices have touched all-time highs across the 4 metros after oil marketing companies increased the rates by around 30 paise for the 6th straight day.
Premium petrol price in Madhya Pradesh crossed ₹100 per litre. For premium petrol, now people shell out ₹102.99 per litre in Madhya Pradesh.
गाड़ी किस्त बड़ी मुश्किल से भरा रही है, रोज के 200-250 दिन भर में हो रहा है, और कोई मेहनत करे तो क्या बनेंगे, उसमें कुछ नहीं मिल रहा है। पेट्रोल है तो महंगा ही महंगा होता जा रहा है।
अभी तक तो बहुत ज़्यादा कष्ट नहीं हो रहा था, लेकिन जब से फ्यूल प्राइस बढ़ गए, पेट्रोल का प्राइस मेरे ख्याल से एमपी में सबसे ज़्यादा है, क्योंकि सबसे ज़्यादा वैट पेट्रोल और डीजल पे एमपी में लग रहा है। अब तो जाना मुश्किल हो गया है।
6th straight day of fuel hike, once again touching all-time highs across all 4 metros. Petrol rates were hiked by over 25 paise in just a day, and diesel rates spiked by over 30 paise in a day on Sunday.
सत्ते पे आने के पहले उन्होंने बोला था कि अच्छे दिन आएंगे, लेकिन अच्छा दिन तो एक भी नहीं दिख रहा है। जो करना चाहिए आम जनता के लिए वो तो नहीं है, और पेट्रोल के दाम तो बढ़ ही रहे।
और ये तो सबसे जरूरतमंद है, पेट्रोल और डीजल बहुत महंगा हो गया है। अपना तो एक ही कहना है गवर्नमेंट से, महाराष्ट्र राज्य से भी और मोदी जी से भी, कि उन्होंने डीजल और पेट्रोल के भाव कम करने चाहिए, वो सबसे जरूरतमंद चीज़ है ये।
So why are the fuel prices on the boil?
The consistent rise in fuel prices brings to mind only one question for the common man. Just what is the solution? Experts believe in the near term, both the centre and state governments will need to look at ways in which they can slash taxes, or at least look at ways in which taxes can be moderated. However, in the long run, experts feel the centre as well as state governments will need to look at ways in which they can reduce their expenditure so they're not as dependent on fuel prices to generate revenue. They also feel competition is needed for the sector to be healthy and for prices to be lower for consumers.
Petrol and diesel prices are rising since January 6, and if this continues, it can have an inflationary impact not only on personal transportation but also on other essential commodities. Bureau Report, NDTV.
And the price of LPG gas cylinders have now been hiked by 50 rupees per cylinder. So now it's going to cost 769 rupees per cylinder in Delhi starting from 12 noon tomorrow. Let's go in for a short break. After that, we'll get you some more sports news and some feel-good news of the day.